Flash flooding has made it difficult, if not impossible, as we've been seeing, to get even through some common areas. And of course, the rush hour has begun. It's the evening commute. Be careful out there.
And at 4 o'clock in the 4 o'clock hours, we were making our way to the 5 p.m. newscast. We saw our Andrew Lofholm, again, not far from our downtown West Palm Beach TV stations, right near Banyan Boulevard and Tamarind Avenue. It was a really sticky situation a short time ago there. Andrew, fill us in.
Yeah, so there was 3 cars when we first got here, all stuck in the water there. Actually, all those firefighters right there, the 3 of them, all helped these 3 cars. This black Mercedes right here, over here to my right, and these 2 cars over here, road to my left, all of them flooded out, stuck because of that water. The engine's just not working. The firefighters helped all of them push the cars at least to the dry area. But it looks like the good news out here, you can kind of see right where that fire truck is parked, that water is receding. So that is good news. But a little bit of persistent rain here is continuing to fall. And actually, if you look at this parking lot over here to the left, the people that just got on that black car, they walked behind Ro and I asked them if their car was flooded. They said, we're about to find out. So some good news. Clearly, their car is not flooded out. They're able to make it through, but some cars still sitting there in the flooded out areas. But if we whip around here, Ro, 180 degrees to Tamarind, you can see we've seen several rescue personnel try to make their way through. You can see that ambulance trying to go through, but you can see the West Palm Beach police blocking off this area of Banyan Boulevard as they as this area is still flooded out as a fire truck. These guys that just helped these 3 cars get out of the flooded waters, they head to the next intersection, presumably flooded out. But again, like you said, a sticky situation out here, but the good news, looks like most of that water, at least in this area, is receding, but we can still see some lightning off in the distance firing off as the rain, now definitely lighter rain, but still consistent rainfall out here. So if you don't have to be outside, don't go outside, stay on your couch and keep watching us. Back to you.
Lofholm, thank you. And we've been staying in close touch with our Arthur Mondale, also out on the roadways for us this afternoon. He is right now live along Flagler Drive, where the city of West Palm Beach, the fire department, reported a short time ago, stay away from the Flagler Drive area altogether due to heavy flooding. So what are you seeing there at this point this afternoon, Arthur?
Yes, just like Andrew said, here on South Flagler Drive, the water also is receding. Myself and my photographer, Eric Pasquarelli, could actually drive out of this driveway. There was a grade that we actually drove up to. But if I zoom in right now, you can see you still have some cars that appear to be stalled. Some have the hazard lights on. It's interesting. The water is receding, but this is something that actually some people who live in this neighborhood tell me that they deal with. Earlier today, I was out here about 3 hours ago talking to people who live in the Monceau Road in the north end, up to Edgewood Drive in the south end, who tell us they deal with flooding a lot of times. It's not just king tide, it's also bad rains like we're experiencing today. So while it might be a rarity for myself, it's not a rarity for them. And there's actually an improvement project that the city says they're going to start working on beginning next year to alleviate this flooding problem. But it really moved in. When me and Eric finished interviewing about 3 different homeowners, we get into the car, it starts raining, it gets windy out there, and then we noticed when we looked out the window, it was a foot of water outside the news vehicle. So it moved rather quickly. And again, people just stay inside if you have to come outside. That's the latest. Back to you both.